Welcome to my YouTube channel MANYATA INSIGHT EDUCATION. Today's video topic is on parts of skin, ear, nose and eye. Parts of the skin. The skin is the outer covering of the body that protects it from external damage and helps regulate body temperature. Parts of the skin are hair, epidermis, dermis, hypodermis, vein, artery, sweat gland, hair bulb and adipose tissue. Epidermis. The epidermis is the outer layer that you can see or feel. It protects the body from damage and helps regulate body temperature. Dermis. The dermis is the layer under the epidermis. It contains nerve endings, blood vessels, oil glands, and sweat glands. Hair. Hair grows from follicles found in the dermis. Even before an object touches the skin, the hair makes it possible to feel that object. Hair bulb. The hair bulb forms the base of the hair follicle. In the hair bulb, cells divide to build and grow the hair. Sweat gland. The sweat gland makes sweat. Its main function is to control body temperature. Sweat is mainly water, but it also contains some salts. Vein. The vein is a blood vessel that returns blood from the skin to the heart. It works together with other blood vessels to keep the blood moving. Artery. The artery is a blood vessel that carries blood from the heart. The blood carries oxygen and nutrients. Hypodermis. The hypodermis is the deepest layer of the skin. It connects the dermis layer to the muscles and bones. It contains a layer of adipose tissue. Adipose tissue. The adipose tissue is also known as body fat. It acts as a layer of insulation and protects the internal organs and muscles. Parts of the ear. The ears are paired sense organs, located on each side of your head. They are organs of hearing and balance. Parts of the ear are outer ear, middle ear, inner ear, ear canal, auditory nerve, cochlea, eardrum and eustachian tube. Outer ear. The outer ear is made up of cartilage and skin. It collects and channels sound. It includes the auricle or pinna, the visible portion of the ear. The pinna acts as a funnel that directs the sound deeper into the ear. Ear canal. The ear canal is a passageway and amplifier for sound waves. It is a tube that runs from the outer ear to the middle ear. It is lined with hairs and glands that secrete wax. The wax traps dusts and bacteria. Eardrum. The eardrum, also called the tympanic membrane, is a thin layer of tissue that separates the outer ear from the middle ear. The eardrum vibrates when sound waves hit it. These vibrations move the bones in the middle ear. Middle ear. The middle ear contains 3 ossicles, which are tiny bones that transfer the sound from the eardrum to the inner ear. Inner ear. The inner ear, also called the labyrinth, is responsible for the body's sense of hearing and balance. It is called a labyrinth because of its complex shape. Eustachian tube. The eustachian tube equalizes the air pressure between the inner and outer surfaces of the eardrum. Cochlea. The cochlea is a snail-shaped hearing organ. It is made up of 3 chambers that spiral around a bony core. The hair cells inside the cochlea detect sound and send the information through the cochlear nerve. Auditory nerve. The auditory nerve or cochlear nerve runs from the cochlea to the brain stem. It transforms the sound vibrations into electrical impulses sent to the brain. Parts of the nose. The nose allows air to enter the body. It filters and cleans the air by trapping dirt and allergens. It also warms and moistens the air. It is the sense organ for smelling. Parts of the nose are frontal sinus, nasal cavity, nasal vestibule, superior turbinate, middle turbinate, inferior turbinate, eustachian tube orifice and fossa of Rosenmullер. Frontal sinus. The frontal sinus has a lining made up of cells that make mucus. Mucus keeps the lining of the nose moist and traps dust, dirt, and pollen. Nasal cavity. The nasal cavity consists of all the bones, tissues, blood vessels, and nerves that make up the inside of the nose. It contains special cells that are involved in the sense of smell. Nasal vestibule. The nasal vestibule is the space inside the nostril, nose opening. It is lined with tissue that has short hair. The hair strands help filter dust and allergens to keep them from entering the lungs. Superior turbinate. The superior turbinate is a narrow air passageway on the side wall of the nose. It helps warm and moisten the air that flows through the nose. Middle turbinate. The middle turbinate is in the central nasal cavity. Like all turbinates, it helps warm and moisten the air flowing through the nose. Inferior turbinate. The inferior turbinate is a narrow air passageway inside the nose. It is made of a tissue that warms, purifies, and moistens the air. Fossa of Rosenmullер. The fossa of Rosenmullер is a long and narrow section of the nasal cavity. It links the larynx with the middle ear. Eustachian tube orifice. The eustachian tube orifice is an opening that connects the nasal cavity with the middle ear. Parts of eye. The eyes allow us to see, perceive, and interpret the world around us through the detection of light and color. Parts of the eye are vitreous humor, ciliary body, lens, iris, cornea, sclera, choroid, retina, optic nerve, blood vessels. Vitreous humor. The vitreous humor is the transparent gel that gives the eye its shape. Ciliary body. The ciliary body makes the fluid inside the eye. It also enables the lens of the eye to focus on objects at various distances. Lens. The lens is a clear part that receives the light that enters the eye. It then bounces off this light to the back of the eye. Iris. The iris is the colored part in front of the eye. It helps screen and control the amount of light that enters the eye. Cornea. The cornea is the transparent film-like part that enables the eye to focus on images so they do not look blurred. Sclera. The sclera is the white part of the eye. It is made of a tough material that protects the inside of the eye. Choroid. The choroid is the middle layer of the wall of the eye. It is filled with blood vessels that bring oxygen and nutrients to the eye. Retina. The retina receives the light from the lens. It is made up of rods and cones. The rods let the eye sense light while the cones help identify color. Blood vessels. The blood vessels carry blood to and from the eye. They transport oxygen and nutrients to the eye. Optic nerve. The optic nerve transmits electrical impulses or nerve messages from the eye to the brain. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you found it informative and engaging. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comments section below.